Come, let us practice Tantric Chanting to help us meditate like a Jedi. As the tip of our left index finger supports the great knuckle of our right index finger, palms up in our lap. Let us practice the energy work of bliss and letting go in such a manner that it feels as if the force itself is giving us a kiss upon the top of the head, or top of our head. To do this, we require neither blind faith nor visualization, but merely the recitation of the 6 syllables, Lama, come to pay crown. 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 Oopsie. There we go. Let us practice the first set of the awareness and letting go, that is, meditating like a Jedi, the 7th and 8th folds of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. The 7th fold is mindfulness, wherein the sympathetic nervous system, ensconced within the middle bit of our spinal cord, is already wired to vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, fleetingly notice mind's antics of perception, emotion, intention, cognition, recollection, and imagination. Meditation, the 8th fold, is when our parasympathetic nervous system, divided between the upper bit and the lower bit of that same spinal cord, causes us to physically relax and mentally release to such a degree that which we noticed during our previous inhalation could fleetingly feel less stressful, less permanent, and less defining. What's the easiest way to cooperate with this autonomic nervous system? All we got to do is silently and mentally recite the verb watch each time we inhale, as well as silently and mentally recite the verb rest each time we exhale. Each time we feel air enter our nostrils, and each time we feel air exit our nostrils. Let's do this for several minutes together right now. And if you are joining me on the Tube app, where you can see my funny face and you can see this diagram, then you are in the right place. Welcome aboard. Let us take a moment to shift gears. This is Obi-Wan Kenobi Wednesday evening. Come, let us meditate like a Jedi after about 30 seconds of housekeeping. This is the Dzogchen Semde Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. For more than 30 years, I have harnessed my autistic special interests as well as my ADHD hyperfocus to spend about 8 hours a day, almost every day, studying, practicing, mastering, and reverse engineering the teachings and techniques of each school of meditation so that I can become your personal, nerdy, neurodivergent guide to nirvana. Welcome, my friends, to Meditate Like a Jedi, which is made possible due to the generosity of viewers just like you. Let us practice holocron-like exercises of impermanence and interdependence, the first fold of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. Let me see if I can fit another word here. And let's see if I can't adjust the font size. There we go. By the time you're done with these exercises, you're going to have a good visceral understanding of what emptiness is. Patriarchy has obfuscated emptiness and no self by thinking of it in terms of rigidity and literalness. But it was always meant to be viewed flexibly as a metaphor. And hopefully that will make more sense over the course of these exercises. Hello. Here we go. And by the way, for my friends on the Clock app, this will make much more sense if you participate on the Tube app. If you're seeing my face and this document, you are on the Tube app. And I have to speak in a coded way because of the algorithm. Please chant with me. Rather than indulge our controlling tendencies with all these of active visualization, emotion, magic, and belief, we could just recite these wise words in harmony with our breathing and allow our subconscious to do the heavy lifting. Let us therefore sidestep the rigidity that confuses metaphors with statements literal, and instead relax into the flexibility that savors the chants explaining metaphors as similes. Let's chant an explanation of this 10-syllable mantra. Om symbolizes bringing to mind, Tadi symbolizes spiritual liberation. Tutade symbolizes physical liberation, Ture symbolizes blessing. Soha symbolizes the wish that all beings master such dynamic kindness. What if Green Tara was merely an archetype of our own enlightened potential, a potential to master the path of peace and love and the flow state of effortless effort? The Buddha was fond of explaining that all phenomena could fit snugly within one of four categories: the circumstantial, the physical, the interpersonal, and the mental. Let us begin now with the circumstantial. As we relax into our exhalation, all the circumstances or lots we saw during our previous inhalation could feel as appearing yet non-graspable or empty as our Buddhas, real or imagined paradise, pure land or vati of light. So, let us divide the silent and mental recitation of this 6-syllable synopsis. between our inhalation and our exhalation. Lots seen, yet quite empty. So here's the secret handshake. Here's the hidden compartment behind which the dove is hidden. Every time we exhale, as we explored a few minutes ago, we automatically relax. And in so doing, as we relax into our exhalation, all that we noticed during our previous inhalation viscerally feels somewhat less tangible. That's it. We don't got to believe it. We don't need to write a thesis on it. By simply silently and mentally reciting these words in harmony with our breathing, we are gently stimulating the neural pathways that are already there to help us get good at noticing and letting go. It's just that simple. Let's chant. So, as we breathe in, we're going to silently and mentally recite the 6-syllable synopsis in its entirety. Lots seen, yet quite empty. As we exhale, we're going to do two things. We're going to physically relax as best we can, while striving to chant the 10-syllable mantra 4 times per breath for a total of 4 breaths. Now, if this is your first rodeo, please give yourself permission to have a learning curve. Life is hard. There's no reason to make it harder by beating ourselves up. Suffering is not required. Om Tare Du Dani Duri Suwa, 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 Om Tare Du Dani Duri Suwa. Om Tare Du Dani Duri Suwa, Om Tare Du Dani Duri Suwa, Om Tare Du Dani Duri Suwa, Om Tare Du Dani Duri Suwa. Many years ago, when I first began the Tantric path, one of my first few teachers just taught me to whisper the mantra as quickly as possible. Fortunately, an additional teacher taught me this chanting technique, which capitalizes on relaxing and using relaxation as a carrier wave of the wisdom of letting go. Here we go. Om Tare Du Dani Duri Suwa, Om Tare Du Dani Duri Suwa, Om Tare Du Dani Duri Suwa, Om Tare Du Dani Duri Suwa. As we relax into our exhalation, the circumstances or lots we saw during our previous inhalation could feel as impermanent and interdependent, as if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could delightfully absorb into this body or form. So yes, we're playing with the simile, the figure of speech, that all environments, all circumstances could blissfully melt into the rainbow light that delightfully absorbs into our individual bodies. Consider the irony of using our inherent self-centeredness to liberate us from the tyranny of our own self-centeredness. It is rather like using fire to fight fire, is it not? This time our 6-syllable synopsis is, into form all lots melt. And now let us bring our experience of the physical into the path of the wisdom of letting go. As we relax into our exhalation, all bodies or forms we felt during our previous inhalation could feel essential yet not graspable or empty as a Devi or Yidams, real or imagined body of light. Forms felt yet quite empty. Let's count on our right index finger. Om Tare Du Nani Nuri Suwa, Om Tare Du Nani Nuri Suwa, Om Tare Du Nani Nuri Suwa, Om Tare Du Nani Nuri Suwa. A frequent question is, dude, I don't know how to keep this synopsis in mind when I'm reciting the mantra. So here's the answer to that. It's best if you don't even try. If all you do is passively recite the 6-syllable synopsis as you breathe in because you're reading it on the screen, and if all you do during the recitation of the mantra is relax as best you can, dude, that's perfect. The path is always meant to be simple, joyful, and easy. That is probably why the Buddha taught in the penultimate passage of the Satipatthana Sutta that it is possible to master his path, to accomplish his path in as little as 7 days. Sturgeon's Law reminds us that 90% of everything sucks, including humans, including meditation teachers. 90% are rigid, fearful, superstitious, controlling, elitist, cryptic, competitive, and cruel. Only about 10% strive to be flexible, loving, rational, laid-back, egalitarian, lucid, cooperative, and kind. That's why great spiritual teachers, when they set out their teachings in a proto-sense, over a period of time they're bastardized and reversed and become institutionalized. So where institutional Buddhists say, oh, becoming a Buddha is very difficult. It takes multiple lifetimes. The Buddha said, dude, you can do it in a week. Mellow out. He maybe didn't say mellow out. He probably didn't sound like a surfer, but you get the idea. Om Tare Du Nani Nuri Suwa, 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 Om Tare Du Nani Nuri Suwa. As we relax into our exhalation, the bodies or forms we felt during our previous inhalation could feel as impermanent and interdependent, as if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could delightfully absorb into this communicational speech. Into speech all forms melts. Now let us bring our experience of the interpersonal into the path of the wisdom of letting go. Un momento. As we relax into our exhalation on interpersonal communication or speech we heard during our previous inhalation could feel as resounding yet non-graspable or empty as a real or imagined horizontal mental rosary of light. Speech heard yet quite empty. Om Dhani 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 Suwa 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 Om Dhani 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 Suwa. As we relax into our exhalation, the experience of the interpersonal speech or communication we heard during our previous inhalation could feel as impermanent and interdependent as if it could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could delightfully absorb into this mind. Into speech, let's try this again. Into mind, all speech melts. Come, let us debunk a myth, shall we? Among the peasantry of Tibet, an elitist myth evolved that when a great yogi is ready to die, they sow themselves in a yurt and meditate on these contemplations until they dissolve into rainbow light, and all that is left behind is some hair and fingernails and toenails. That is based on a literalist view of these exercises. These exercises exist simply as figures of speech to help us to viscerally experience the interplay between impermanence, interdependence, and non-graspability. Come, let us bring our experience of the mental into the path of the wisdom of letting go, while further fleshing out our understanding of the metaphor of emptiness. As we relax into our exhalation, all the lucid perceiving, emoting, intending, thinking, recalling and imagining minds we noticed during our previous inhalation, could feel as lucid yet non-graspable or empty as a real or imagined one-syllable seed or bija mantra of light. Minds clear yet quite empty. Clear just means lucid. So when our mind is clear, it means it can notice things. It can notice sights, sounds, sensations, flavors, scents, and the like. It can notice emotions, intentions, thoughts, memories, and imaginings. And the manner in which it notices is vulnerable, passive, visceral, random, and fleeting. That's all. Mind doing what it does. So if someone tells you mind's not supposed to think, thank them for their time and run away because they are suffering from fecal neural dysplasia. Om Dare Dare Dure Suwa, 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 Om Dare Dare Dure Suwa. By the way, all these passive contemplations have been the first fold of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. Om Dare Dare Dure Suwa, Om Dare Dare Dure Suwa, Om Dare Dare Dure Suwa, Om Dare Dare Dure Suwa. There is an elitist myth that Vajrayana and Mahamudra and Dzogchen are somehow different than what the Buddha taught. Malarkey. If the teachings we practice cannot be viewed through the lens of the Eightfold Path, then crumple them up and throw them in the dumpster. Om Dare Dare Dure Suwa, Om Dare Dare Dure Suwa, Om Dare Dare Dure Suwa, Om Dare Dare Dure Suwa. After this heavy lifting, it might be enjoyable. Oopsie, I was a little premature. Sorry, Susie, that's never happened before. As we relax into our exhalation, these minds could feel as impermanent and interdependent, as if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light, like a delightfully absorb into this vast empty void. Like the illusion of the infinite azure sky, on a bright and beautiful cloudless moon, which although could look tantalizing to the eye, could feel non-graspable to the hand. Into void, all minds melt. So, having done this heavy lifting, we can now kick back by, once again, practicing our second set of awareness and letting go, the seventh and eighth folds of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. As we breathe in, Let us watch mind's antics. As we breathe out, let us rest in mind's non-graspable nature. Let us touch the tip of our left thumb to the lowermost set of creases upon its left index finger. This is how we're going to keep track of our first set of 16 inhalations. Then let us place this hand, palms up, in our lap. Fabulous. What about those 16 inhalations? Let's count them. Let's keep track of them on our right hand. Every time we silently and mentally recite the verb watch as we inhale, we could advance our right thumb, beginning on our right little finger together. Well, we've run out of fingers on our right hand, and what are we to do? Simple. On our left hand, we advance our thumb to the second set of creases on its left index finger. And this is how we will keep track of the remaining 3 sets of 16 inhalations each. Quick reminder, upon the tip of our left index finger is going to do double duty. It's also going to support the great knuckle of our right hand, palms up in our lap. Remember, our job is not to blank our mind. Let us pretend meditation is like going to see a play. Let us remember our role. We are not the playwright. We are not the director. We are not the producer. We are not the thespians upon the stage. We're the blokes what sit in the audience, sucking on some hard candy and enjoying the show, enjoying the antics of those who cartwheel across the stage of our awareness. Come, let us debunk another elitist myth of patriarchy. Dun dun dun. What if enlightenment was simply the spontaneous, habitual, easy, and effective practice of Shakyamuni Buddha's Eightfold Path? As children, we found the mastery of certain skills to be insurmountable, such as how to use a toilet, as opposed to our diapers, how to brush our teeth, how to tie our shoes, and even how to ride a bike. And yet, we got so good at those things that we were able to do them eventually, spontaneously, habitually, easily, and effectively. The Buddha felt that it is possible to practice the Eightfold Path in a similar manner. Check this out. The dynamo that drives our spiritual journey is mindfulness and meditation. Practice that every 12 hours or so, and you cannot help but notice impermanence. The more we practice mindfulness and meditation, not only do we calm our amygdala, the seat of anxiety and aggression, but the very act of training in mindfulness and meditation gently stimulates our anterior cingulate gyrus, which functions as the hub of our mirror neurons, the seat of empathy. Thus, the more we play with mindfulness and meditation, the more we cannot help but experience greater mental kindness, interpersonal kindness, physical kindness, and circumstantial kindness. But what about the effortless effort of the sixth fold? Simple. The more we practice mindfulness and meditation, the more our choices, utterances, and deeds flow, not from calculated contrivance, nor from wild scatteredness, but instead from love's deeply centered spontaneity. That is the key to us sustainably using every corner of our central nervous system in the most wonderful way. In light of this, perhaps the Buddha was not speaking hyperbolically when he promised that it is possible to master his path in as little as 7 days. Do bear in mind that the third enlightenment factor is energy. As the tip of our left middle finger supports the great knuckle at the base of our right middle finger, palms up in our lap. Yes, we're shifting fingers. Let us practice the energy work of bliss and letting go in such a manner that it could feel like the force itself is giving us a hug. To practice this, we require neither blind faith nor exhausting visualizations. The most efficient way to practice this is simply by chanting the following 6 syllables. Lama, blend with this mind. 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 Again. So as we feel our chest swell with breath, let us watch the antics of mind. As we feel our chest subtly sink, as gently we exhale, Let us rest in mind's non-graspable nature. Let us practice the holocron-like exercises of love and letting go. Rather than indulge our controlling tendency, we already chanted this several minutes ago, no need to chant it twice. Let us bring our experience of the mental into the path of love and letting go. The second fold of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. So you may wish to chant with me, but you don't have to. May all minds of all beings know me as joyfully enlightened or Bodhi as the mind of a real or imagined Buddha symbolized by a bija, one syllable seed mantra tamotic clay drop. Bodhi joy for all minds. As we breathe in, let us silently and mentally recite the entirety of the six-syllable synopsis, Bodhi joy for all minds. As we breathe out, let us do two things. Let us physically relax as best we can, while striving to chant the 10-syllable mantra 4 times per breath, for a total of 4 breaths. This silent and mental recitation as we breathe in, and this verbal recitation as we breathe out, constitute the mantra meditation of love and letting go. Om Dare Dare Dure Sowa, Om Dare Dare Dure Sowa, Om Dare Dare Dure Sowa, Om Dare Dare Dure Sowa. Om Dare Dare Dure Sowa, Om Dare Dare Dure Sowa, Om Dare Dare Dure Sowa, Om Dare Dare Dure Sowa. Om Dare Dare Dure Sowa, Om Dare Dare Dure Sowa, Om Dare Dare Dure Sowa, Om Dare Dare Dure Sowa. Om Dare Dare Dure Sowa, Om Dare Dare Dure Sowa, Om Dare Dare Dure Sowa, Om Dare Dare Dure Sowa. Let us bring our experience of the interpersonal into the path of love and letting go, the first and third folds of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. May all relationships, communication, all speech of all beings now be as peacefully loving as a real or imagined Buddhist speech or communication symbolized by this horizontal 10-syllable mantra. Peaceful love for all speech. Om Dare Dare Dure Sowa, Om Dare Dare Dure Sowa, Om Dare Dare Dure Sowa, Om Dare Dare Dure Sowa. Om Dare Dare Dure Sowa, Om Dare Dare Dure Sowa, Om Dare Dare Dure Sowa, Om Dare Dare Dure Sowa. Om Dare dare do dare do re so wa. Om 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 dare do dare do re so wa. Let us bring our experience of the physical into the path of love, the fourth fold of the Buddha's eightfold path. Thanks for the love. May all bodies or forms of all beings now enjoy the beautiful health depicted in Buddhist statuary. Of the blissful body of a Devi or Yadaman archetype of enlightenment such as Green Tara. Health beauty for all forms. Om Tare Du Dare Du Re So Wa. 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 Fourthly and finally, let us bring our experience of the circumstantial into the path of love, the fifth fold of the Buddha's eightfold path. May all circumstances or lots of all beings now have the safety, great fortune, or boon. As a Buddha's real or imagined paradise, pure land of Hati. Great fortune for all lots. Om Tare Du Dare Du Re So Wa. 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 Having done the work of that chanting, let us now watch mind's antics and rest in its non-graspable nature. We now seal this evening's practice. In our compassion may we long to free all beings from the toxic tyranny of dread, desire, and delusion, metaphorically known as the three mental poisons. In all pragmatism, may all liberation of all others be fueled by the three wish-fulfilling jewels of following the Buddha's example, applying his instructions, and cooperating with his students. Having sat for the better part of an hour, we might find it refreshing to conversationally recite the 8-syllable synopsis of those last 2 pages. May we free all through the 3 jewels, while performing Tibetan-inspired squat thrusts. This, of course, is completely optional, but highly beneficial, in my book. Woof. Okay. Well, that was uncoordinated. Okay, here we go. Woof! Ah. We've been out the trusty yoga mats. Come on, coordination, don't fail me now. Okay, here we go. May we free all through the three jewels. May we free all through the three jewels. May we free all through the three jewels. Whee! Whew. You have taken your first step into a much larger world. If you feel that I have earned it, you could give this live stream a thumbs up. You could even help support this channel. In approximately 10 3/4 hours, I would very much like to return to lead tomorrow's first session of Tantric Chanting to help us meditate like a Jedi. And if you are as geeky as me, may the Force be with you always.